Hello and welcome to the Misao review. Um, we just finished it last night, but it was a great game. I'll just say it like up front. I think I definitely enjoyed that more than Mad Father. Not to take any shots at Mad Father, it was also a fun experience. But there's just a lot more I like about this, and maybe it's because of its age, because it came out like what 2017, so that's 5 years later. So definitely, you can definitely see a lot of improvements from that. Um, First off, I like the game design a lot better because of how open it, especially because of how open it is in the beginning, right? Like pretty much 80% of the rooms are open at first, so you don't run into that problem like I had in Mad Father where I just couldn't find the next item to complete the current puzzle or whatever. This one is like open, so you can do things out of order and solve it like that. Because the whole thing, don't, in the whole playthrough, I don't think I've gotten stuck at something. Like there's that one time where I thought a puzzle was bugged and I restarted, which was I guess arrogance, if anything, but it went pretty smoothly. And obvious, I don't think that all games should go smoothly. Like there should be some challenge in it, but it was more fun for me not to get frustrated at all. um, I like the deaths. I think the fun deaths were very entertaining, and I could definitely see myself having a lot of fun going around and collecting all of them. I do know I missed some though, unfortunately, but it was very unique. And like from Mad Father, all I really remember from the deaths is like Aya screaming and then it fades to like a red screen. So I like the improvements in that. That was very entertaining, and the quick save button. If they didn't have that, then death farming would be horrible since you couldn't since you'd have to run a lot back from the save point. So that's a good function to have. Um, I mean, the art looks more polished, obviously. The spriting, I mean, the art style, honestly, looks pretty much the same, which is fine. It looks good. Like I said before, it looks sort of like a Western style of anime stuff, even though it is a Japanese company. Or, not a Japanese company, it's definitely not a company made, it's Japanese developer. But it did have that style, and it looked good. I just meant the sprites in general looked a bit cleaner, again, because of the age. Um, and dialogue. Dialogue was a big criticism I had for Mad Father, even though someone enlightened me of why the dialogue might be bad, for at least Aya, but everyone just felt like a stick in the mud, and it wasn't. It, it was almost laughable to me. I think that was like my biggest problem with the game, honestly. I just couldn't get invested in the characters with just such boring dialogue. But this one, they feel like human beings. I can emphasize with some of them, it's very, very enjoyable dialogue. Um, Music's about the same as Mad Father. Like, there's a couple songs I sort of remember, but nothing that blew me out of the water. But it was, like, good enough for what it was. I'm guessing. I mean, maybe they were produced for the game, but yeah, solid pieces. Um, what else was I gonna say? I think, and I'm not trying to shit on Mad Father. I want to emphasize that because I did have a lot of fun with it. In fact, in terms of the general plot, like if you wrote the plot down of the games, I think Mad Fathers is a bit more unique and interesting to me. Like it came together very nicely, while this one was pretty. I don't want to say generic, but definitely done before. I feel like I've read like two or three stories before, or at least some sort of media, watched a movie or whatever of the same plot of like school children and a schoolgirl ghost or boy ghost haunts them and sends them to like another dimension. That's like I feel like that's a pretty generic plot. So I think that's there, and I think Mad Father was actually scarier for me. Like I definitely enjoyed this game a lot more, but I was more scared at Mad Father, and maybe that's just because it was my first experience with playing a horror game in a while. But I still remember that music jump scare I had at one point. Definitely the highlight of both games, where my heart felt like it stopped. Still don't know why, but that was like the premium stuff. But yeah, Mad Father's a great game, and I just finished The Truth yesterday. That I mean, I already liked Mad Father. I'm already mixing up my words. Uh, even before I read The Truth, I thought Misao was a better game, but The Truth thing is definitely a must read if you do unlock it. If you choose to kill Kurata, because The Truth added a lot. Like I was satisfied with the ending of the normal one, but The Truth really feels it ties up a lot of the characters. It gives you backstory on Kurata that's actually a very compelling backstory. Um, yeah, it adds a lot to, like, the dialogue was already good, so they just made it better with the with the truth stuff. So that was very good. Um, but yeah, if I did think of any improvements, maybe make the game a bit harder. Like I think Mad Father was hard in some ways for the wrong reasons of being like just you just couldn't find the thing, and they were just very like weird pieces of the puzzle that you wouldn't expect, like picking up a bunny, and that might just be a common thing in this sort of genre anyways, because there's only so much you can do with that style of game. But it just felt like this went really smoothly, and I've only like died when I wanted to die. Like there's a couple that caught you off guard, and I think that I handled the deaths really well, because if the deaths weren't fun and there's like no collection method at all, so no incentive, it would kind of be frustrating if you just randomly died for no reason. So they did it in a fun way, because I can see another universe where you're playing through this game and it's just really frustrating because you're dying from dumb stuff just from like viewing stuff. So yeah, without the crit save, it might have been a lot worse of a game in my opinion. Also, there's like no chasing enemies in this one. I think like definitely one of the better things in Mad Father was that super fast blonde doll. That scared me, but oh, actually no, we did get the stone head man. The stone head, that was actually a very good chase scene. That was one of the highlights for me, honestly, where like the stone head comes alive, chases you out, and like when you exit, you're like, oh, I'm safe, but he actually comes through the door, so you have to run away even more. That was a nice twist. That might be like my highlight, at least for the best scare of the thing, because that was like an oh shit, he's coming after you still moment. Um, but yeah, this was definitely a great a great game. I really enjoyed this. I can't emphasize that enough. Despite having a sort of generic-ish story, I don't want to call it too generic, because even though I said what I said about it, I can't think of off the top of the head where I've read this story before, but I definitely like read a manga about it once and watched a movie about it once. But they made it interesting with having characters, especially if you add the truth stuff, that you can emphasize with characters that you hate, characters that you feel that are just like pretty innocent. And it makes it good. It makes it good that Misao, this antagonistic kind of character, who's, she's both an antagonist with the being like a ghost killing people. She's sympathetic because of all the bad stuff happening, and she's not a perfect character because she's definitely killing people that you wouldn't really think they deserve death. Like I still think my boy Kudo is like, I do not think he should have died. I still feel bad for him. But yeah, to conclude, great game. Glad I played it. Honestly, glad I played both of them, and I got them for what, $5 a piece, 250 each. That's like double the. That's like 30 or 50 cents an hour of entertainment. It's pretty great. And I definitely will check out some more in the future. Like Higurashi is coming back, so this has been like good filler gameplay to put out while I worked on all the Higurashi stuff. But I definitely do want to have something on the side for this. I have been researching a bit into this genre now that I'm semi-invested. So I saw a couple, and I'm probably just gonna, along with some non-RPG horror games, I'm probably just, whenever I don't know what to play, I usually just put them in a random number generator and then just choose whatever, and hopefully it's good. It's like what I do for like movies. When I don't have a bunch, I just have like this list, number them all, and just put them in the generator and watch them and hope it's good or not. But yeah, to conclude, pretty good game. Enjoyed it more than Mad Father. I could definitely see myself doing another full run through and get the killing Toma ending with all the deaths in the future, along with the Mad Father run through, but that wouldn't be for a while. But yeah, thank you for listening. Hopefully you've enjoyed this review, and if you have any opinions about it that in agreeance isn't a word, agreeing or disagreeing with me, feel free to leave them. See you one day, hopefully. Bye bye.